Skylark Outdoors here, and today we're comparing the Nordica Unleashed to the Nordica Enforcer, which I've got right here. And I've had both these skis for one season now, and just wanted to go over the differences between the two if you're trying to decide what ski that you want between these two in the lineup. So I've got these in two different widths. However, I've pretty much demoed and tested them in all the widths that they have, or used them, or tried somebody else's skis that had them in a different width. So the Nordica Unleashed, everyone has their personal preference. I prefer the Nordica Unleashed because I love the edge grip that it has, the carvability of this ski, as well as just the playfulness and fun of this ski, as well as it's pretty lightweight. So this is the Unleashed in 98. I've also got it in the 108, and I've demoed it in the 114. But what I like about this is just the edge hold, the carvability of this thing, and it just feels fun going down the mountain. Now, the only time where I felt that I was kind of like unmatched with the Nordica Unleashed was out in Tahoe. They've got that Sierra cement, and we got some really heavy days of snow, which was great. It was amazing. But I'm a bigger guy, like 240, 250 pounds. And I just sunk way into even the Sierra cement with this thing in the Unleashed 98. And this is 186, which is the longest they make in the Unleashed in the 98. For the 108 and 114, I think they make a 191, so a little bit longer. So with that being said, I was in Tahoe and I had went in to go get some, I don't know, ski stuff, or stopped in a ski shop, and they had these enforcers there, and they had them for a while. Just a tip, if you're ever in a ski town, check out some of the local ski shops. A lot of times some people will buy skis for like the 1 week they're there and then return them or sell them back or whatever. And that was the case with these enforcers. These are the Enforcers 110. And I just picked these up because they were a great deal, and they're like, not many people have been interested in this particular ski just because of the width and the size and weight of it. So they gave me a deal on it, and I was like, why not? And for those heavier days in Tahoe and just powder in general, this thing was amazing. I really floated on top of the snow with this, and it can handle crud like no other. So like once it starts to get tracked out, the Enforcer is just an amazing ski on a powder day once everything is tracked out. Now the downside to that is that this is a super heavy ski. I'm a big guy, and I was tired riding this thing, where with the Unleashed, pretty much you can ride this thing all day and it wouldn't wear me out or anything like that. But with the Enforcer, I mean, you've got to be on your A game with your jump turns, everything else, just because this thing weighs on you after a while. And what the difference is between the two skis in terms of construction, both of them have metal in them. But basically the Nordica Enforcer has 2 layers of metal, where the Unleashed has 1 layer of metal. Now the other thing I will notice about this, and I don't know if somebody got these detuned before I got them, which is a very real possibility, as well as they mounted them forward of the mounting point. I would recommend for both of these skis, just mount them at the mounting point, but they went forward with this, which I don't think, for this particular ski, I think it would ride better with it mounted backwards. I'll get them remounted, or I just have these on demo bindings so I can just slide this back if I want. But with this particular ski, the weight of it and the stiffness of it, you feel everything. But for like a day, let's say it's 1 p.m. or noon and everything's tracked out, this thing, you just straight line right through whatever crud, and you felt stable on it going down. No issues. Where with this, you definitely are sinking into that snow more likely to catch an edge on a powder day, at least for me and my size. If you're a lighter weight skier, you definitely probably could get away with just the Unleashed on those heavier powder days without having an issue. You just need to be cognizant of your size. But if you're a bigger person and you want to float on top of the powder, and then you just want to be able to trudge through whatever crud's out there after a powder day, this thing's amazing. And then early on when you're getting in powder, this thing's awesome as well. It's just turning. This thing is going to wear you out. You will get a workout from the Nordica Enforcer. So a couple other people in the group that I was with had the Nordica Enforcers, I think in the 104 and maybe they had a smaller width as well. Those still are a stiffer ski than the Nordica Unleashed. You will work harder with the Nordica Enforcers than you will work with the Unleashed. The Unleashed, I think, just for me, I like you can be lazier with this ski. You can have a lot of fun. You can just really play around with it. You can throw it around wherever you want. The Enforcers, you are going to work harder. And back to something, I think this was either detuned or whatever it is. Just because this has such a wide profile and then so much metal in it, the one thing that I didn't like, and maybe it was detuned, maybe it wasn't, it doesn't look like it from looking at the edge, is that you really have to get on your edges on an icy day on this thing, and it's still slippery just because you're trying to bend that entire ski to get on the edge. Where this thing on the iciest of slopes and iciest of days, because it's easier to bend this ski, you really can get on that edge and carve. I feel like you're a mountain goat on the Unleashed, even in kind of crazy terrain that's icy. The only disadvantage for me, and once again, it just goes to your size, for this particular ski is on a super deep powder day. I was getting just too far deep in the snow, and that didn't work out for me. So this thing was kind of the powder ski that I ran in Tahoe, Mammoth, and then a little bit in Colorado. And it worked for me fine. It was a great thing for those slushy days, as well as just when things started to get tracked out. And so that's the difference between the Nordica Enforcer and the Nordica Unleashed. And even though these are two different sizes, like I said, I've tried the other sizes, and basically those things hold true for both of these skis. I feel like the pro to the Unleashed is you can get a better edge on this and carve better, as well as it's just easier to turn because it's lighter weight. It's way lighter weight. You pick up one of these Unleashed, you're like, oh my gosh, that thing is stiff and that thing is heavy. So pros, easy turnability, easy to carve on, kind of really a do everything ski for the most part. I love this ski. This is probably my favorite ski that I've ever owned, is the Nordica Unleashed 98. And also great for Midwestern Michigan skiing. This could be your one ski here in Michigan without having any issues. No problem there. And it'll just do everything because even though it's 98 in width, it carves like a much smaller width ski. The Nordica Enforcer, where this thing excels, is on those powder days, on those chopped up days, or maybe like the day after a storm or 2 days after a storm, you haven't gotten any new snow and everything is just chopped up. This thing is going to be the beast that is just going to let you ride on top of all that crud, cut right through it, no issues. Now, the downside to this is that it's going to be harder to turn. You're going to work harder all day. It's going to wear you out. But you can pretty much tackle anything in it. And then the other thing is the edge. Getting on the edge on this is going to take more work than the edge on the Unleashed, just because you've got 2 layers of metal to press in. So there's more resistance there. Whereas with the Unleashed, it's a little bit more flexible, so you can flex onto that edge and get where you want to go. So that is my comparison of the Nordica Unleashed and the Nordica Enforcer. Both great skis, just different purposes. And you may like the Enforcer more. You may like the Unleashed more. What I recommend if you're considering these skis is go demo them. And that's what I did. I had demoed this ski as well as the Enforcer. I also, at the same time, demoed some Volkies. I demoed some Blizzards, a whole bunch of other stuff out there. Very popular, let's say, like all mountain ski, right in that 90 to 105 range. And I ended up choosing these. Now, the one thing that you may not like, I guess, about the Unleashed, if you're just not used to it, or the Enforcer, is that these are pretty flat skis. So if you're not up on an edge, they're super kind of buttery, I guess. They're kind of just buttery on a groomer if you're not on an edge. So it's like, get on your edges with these, or just feel okay with that buttery feeling on them. And some people really like that because it allows you to rotate super easily on the ski if you're trying to, you know, push these things around, do whatever you want, and you don't want to be on an edge. So just a different feeling than something that is a little bit less flat. But overall, both good skis. My preference is the Unleashed. And I actually got recommended this by the guy that was demoing. He's like, try this thing out. I tried it as maybe the second or third ski, did probably another 5 or 6 skis, and then I came back to this thing. I was like, I love this thing. So I ended up getting them, and this is, I don't know, 2023 version. This is probably 2022 or 2023 version. But I looked up the stats on both of these. They've pretty much just changed the graphics for the Unleashed and the Enforcer. So these skis are valid into 2025. The only thing it wouldn't be valid for, and the only one I haven't tested out yet, is the Unleashed 120, which is a completely different construction. But for like the Unleashed 108, 114, construction is the same over the years. And for the Enforcers, construction is the same pretty much. They've just updated the graphics. So these two skis have stayed pretty similar for a while in the standard widths they have. And overall, just if you're looking to get one of these are the differences between the two. So hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.